hooked in the game.
Live from Wembley Stadium, Manchester City take on Arsenal in the FA Cup final. Can Mikel Arteta beat Pep Guardiola one more time and validate this truly unbelievable season? Well, as much as we love a good underdog story, and as much as the FA Cup can usually provide us with such fairy tale stories, unfortunately this season we don't have such a story to bring to you. It's one of the more predictable finals, I guess. If you're a betting person, you'd probably put the majority of your money on a final like this, for good reason. Arsenal and Manchester City, of course, the two top teams in England, as the Premier League has proved this season. So here we are then. We've also got the third place matchup there, which I think was won by Liverpool, I think that said. So that's interesting. But here we are for the FA Cup final. Earlier than billed in previous years. I'm not really sure how I feel about it being before the final 2-3 games of the league season, but here we are. And both these teams need this one for different reasons. Manchester City need it to avoid the chance of going trophyless this season, and they are sitting on 0-1 in finals after losing the Carabao Cup rather convincingly against Liverpool in a day where Mo Salah was almost unplayable. And so Manchester City and Pep Guardiola need that to avoid that possibility. Arsenal need it just to really truly validate their season, because they have had a year where a trophy is a bare minimum, considering all the goals that Alexander Isak in particular has scored, to the point where he could be breaking Erling Haaland's record sooner rather than later. He's still got 3 games to do it. And of course, the centre-back pairing of Saliba and Gabriel, which has almost been rock solid at times, and David Raya, who's pretty much on the verge of winning the Golden Glove for the second year in a row, or season in a row rather. So it's really just to validate their year, because this would be a bare minimum considering this squad and what they have been able to achieve. If they don't win a trophy, it's probably going to be a very disappointing year in the end. So they need it to validate their year. And who better than Arsenal to do it? You really wouldn't bet against them doing it. So here we go then. FA Cup final at Wembley Stadium. Earlier than usual. Like I said, I'm not really a big fan of it being at this point, but I think it's just how the schedule drew it up this year. And I guess we will take it. And we will finally know whether Arsenal's season has become validated, considering all they have achieved so far. Jaloso has scored already. Oh my goodness. Straight out of the blocks, and that was not in the script. Well, I was about to say that Arsenal will probably have faith in themselves that they can beat this team, as they did in the league season, of course, which put them in the position they are in the Premier League right now. But they, of course, got knocked out by this team in the Carabao Cup before Manchester City inevitably lost. Again, well, not inevitably, but I would say rather unexpectedly lost against Liverpool. That's what I meant to say. It wasn't really inevitable, but it was certainly surprising, considering Erne Slot had barely been in the job, you'd think, 5 minutes, and he's already won a trophy, so very big ups to him for winning that one earlier in the season. But here today, Joselu has already given City the lead, and Arsenal have it all to do from minute 1. Can they do it? Yes. Will they be able to? Well, that's a different story. As the great Mario Walker used to say, catching is one thing, passing is another. It's not exactly the same sport, I know, but Arsenal have to do some catching and passing now in this current scenario. And here comes Odegaard. And they'll be bolstered by the return of Alexander Isak from injury. Only injured for about one game. He suffered a slight strain against Liverpool and was out for the game against Crystal Palace, which he probably wouldn't have been used anyway because of this very occasion. So he's now back from injury. And he is just now one goal away from breaking equaling the record of Erling Haaland, who doesn't start for City today in a strange scenario. I guess he wasn't past fit today, so he doesn't start so far. I think he makes the bench, but I'm not entirely sure. Right now to Isak, and now Isak to Saka. Now starting to up through the gears. Well, Edison still a very capable goalkeeper. And yet again, another final day, incidentally, for Pep Guardiola. He knows how to do these, and he's done enough of them to have the experience. But Arsenal are certainly a different squad than the one that faced off for the title against City a season ago. Reinforced with Alexander Isak, Raheem Sterling, Mikel Moreno. Calvori was signed in the pre-season, of course, and then in the winter window, Victor Gyökeres and Lenny Yoro, of all people, coming through. And now, this Arsenal team is stacked. And a trophy here would certainly, as we've said already, validate their year. A trophy is almost a must at this point, considering the squad they have and what Mikel Arteta has been able to pull off in the transfer window. Gyökeres and Isak, two of the biggest signings of the season. There's Gabriel moving forward. Trossard retains his starting spot from the game against Crystal Palace, as does Martin Odegaard, of course. Well, very much like Arsenal last time out, Manchester City able to score without Erling Haaland, my apologies. Salvino already. And Moreno, he decides very well, actually, to put it out for a corner instead of trying to get the ball out of the area. He went for the somewhat safe option instead, and who can blame him? Well, even though David Raya is not going to get a clean sheet in this one, it doesn't really matter a whole lot much, except for, of course, Arsenal are now a goal behind with it all to do. But in terms of like any Golden Glove possibilities, David Raya still leads the Golden Glove table in the league. This isn't a league game, so he won't lose another clean sheet on that regard. It certainly wasn't in the script to conceive it in 2 minutes, but it is Manchester City, of course. Raya gathers that one up. Shinchenko also retained his starting spot for Crystal Palace. So not a lot of squad rotation in terms of bringing back Isak and the like, but really it was half who you'd expect, and the other half who started against Crystal Palace, namely Shinchenko, Trossard, and Odegaard. Of course, with Gyökeres and Yoro, they are cup tied, so they wouldn't be allowed to play this game anyway. At least that's how I think the cup tie rule works. Because Gyökeres and Yoro did compete in other competitions with other teams. Well, you'd probably think that City probably have a bit more of an easier run-in. And that's because Arsenal have Newcastle United and Southampton, whereas Manchester City have Bournemouth and Fulham. Now, Bournemouth have been a very good side over the course of this year, and Fulham are obviously safe as well. They're going to finish 13th or 14th place, so they're not exactly relegation threatened. because the relegation places have pretty much been decided. Wolves are very much down. Ipswich could be going the same route. Oh, that's a good save. David Wyatt. We have got one issue to really resolve in the relegation battle, and that could be where Southampton end up. It's a good save by Raya, to be fair. At worst, could have been hitting the post, but it also could have dipped in. So, David Raya making the best decision there with a really good save. Kovacic, a great strike as well. I think it was Kovacic. And Southampton, well, they've got Arsenal in the final game of the season, so that could be very interesting because they could catch Leicester City and surpass them, which would be very unfortunate in Jamie Varney's final season in football. As we learned earlier this year, the man will probably get a statue and his shirt retired, or at least he should. What he was able to do in that fairy tale title winning season for Leicester City. Unfortunately, for the neutrals, since then it's been all Manchester City winning league titles. But here, this season, Arsenal have very much renewed vigour to get over that line finally. And a win here would certainly give them a boost. That maybe it could be possible. They've already beaten them in the league, of course, though. But here today, already down by a goal to nil. And they haven't really conjured up many chances. There was one that Edison saved earlier. In the first half hour, I think City have been slightly the better side. It's Foden, who no one has really been able to deal with all season. He and Jeremy Doku were the two goal scorers in City's game against Villa. Kabore and Kovacic, and Saliba blocks that one out. So Gabriel and Saliba already doing their assigned roles. It's a beautiful pass. Found Saka, and now here's Isak, and surely no. Oh, and I thought Isak was going to be almost surefire to score here. Why he didn't take that further in, I don't know. I think he was probably trying to go for the spectacular there. Really should have gone with the simple opportunity. Not a good decision on Isak's part. So we heads it out, and Arsenal get the throw. Out to Rice. He's Isak again, and here's Odegaard, and it's a goal! And who else but Captain Marvel? Martin Odegaard equalises for Arsenal, and they're right back in it. And Daniel Jennings is certainly happy with that one. And a wonderful strike there from Odegaard, right in the corner. Isak turning into part of the assist. Actually, he does get the assist there. So Isak is facilitating goals as well as scoring them. And Arsenal right back in it. And now we're all square again. Well, Arsenal, as we said, will want to validate their year. And this could go a long way to doing it. Isak. Oh, beautiful pass, and Saka's offside. Wonderful look up there from Isak. And it's his knee. Very unfortunate. Here's Cancelo. Oh, nicked by Saka. Now Arsenal come forward again. Is it going to be Batman and Robin again? Unfortunately, no. And that's Saka to Isak, of course. Should be a great pass to Cancelo here. Sullivan's got it in. Gabriel gets it away. Odegaard. Right, another kick forward. And he and Daniel Jennings have now both got assists to their name as well. Raya got a couple earlier in the year. Bore, and that could have easily ended up with Isak. We also learned that Kevin De Bruyne will be playing one of his last games for Manchester City as well. There's going to be a lot of turnover at Manchester City, whereas Arsenal are going from strength to strength. And looks like there could be a lot of turnover at City, or at least for Kevin De Bruyne. Looks like Jack Grealish could be on the way out as well. There's Phil Foden. Oh, probably should have made better of that, to be honest. Well, one of many new faces through the door at the Emirates, and every single one has been in the right man in the right place. But they need that trophy. And right now, they're in contention for this. And more so after Martin Odegaard grabbed the equaliser. Oh, Foden, beautiful. But not past Gabriel though. Just say it, when Gabriel took too long with the ball, and his Foden and Saliba, instant backup. Gabriel and Saliba, probably one of the best centre-back pairings in the league, certainly this season. Isak has caught someone on the ground. Oh, how has he not scored that? Under Isak had all the space and time in the world, really. But he failed to score in a very rare event. Maybe that injury is still niggling at him a little bit. The phone's been very weird over the last few days. It has been doing that. So apologies for that. Here's Foden again. City starting to go through a couple of gears themselves. Oh, it's a brilliant save by David Raya. Silvio keeps it in. And Joselu is wide. But David Raya, an absolutely stunning save early on. A wonderful move. And David Raya is equal to it. And that is the end of a first half where you'd probably say that City was certainly the better team to its sense. But Captain Marvel for Arsenal, Martin Odegaard, has certainly kept them in this game. And, well, this could go anywhere. I wouldn't pick a winner from here. City 1, Arsenal 0 at the FA Cup final at the break. Here we are back at the second half. My phone is still, my telephone is still going haywire. Anyway, welcome back. It's the second half of the FA Cup final, and it's one apiece. Joselu opened the scoring within a couple of minutes, but Martin Odegaard around the half-hour mark gave his team back not the lead, but certainly made the game even again. Of course, it is traditional rules. Deadlock after 90 minutes, let's say. And we're going to extra time. And then, of course, that dreaded penalty shootout, which no team ever wants for various reasons. In England, certainly penalty shootouts are not advised. as we know from many previous times and years, and certainly in my lifetime. Well, penultimate game in the league this season, Newcastle United and Arsenal, and it could be a potentially history-making day for Alexander Isak, as he could equal or even surpass Erling Haaland's record of 36 Premier League goals. He is just one behind now on 35. It could be very much a history-making day against his former club. Here's Saka, at the post! And as our closest Arsenal will come without scoring today. And if it hasn't been Saka, it's been Isak. And if it's not been Isak, it's been Saka. And today, it's been neither. But that was as close as Arsenal will get this year in this game. David Raya, the tried and tested technique, but no one was forward there to meet it. There's Kevin De Bruyne, and still an opportunity for Kevin De Bruyne to sign off his Manchester City career with another trophy. Wonderful play. Caught Arsenal napping. Stunning save by David Raya yet again. He has been sensational again this season. Probably better than last season, you could argue, and he was good then as well. Kovacic. The short corner. Cancelo. City needs to get their shooting boots on. Because since the second minute, they've had them off. Of course, no Erling Haaland so far. I think he's on the bench. Good ball right to Stones. Salvino. Of course, before that Newcastle game, we'll have live coverage of the final game at Goodison Park. Yes, Southampton could be with the only team in the Premier League really this season with a chance of safety. Hopefully, for Jamie Vardy's sake, he can save his team one last time before he steps away from the game for good. It's going to be a very sad day, I can guarantee that. Jamie Vardy, as I said, probably should have a statue and his number retired for what he's given to the town of Leicester. He gave them a league title that no one thought was possible. Truly, truly magical. It's the stuff that we love when it comes to football, which is why I said at the top of the show that it's very unfortunate that we don't really have an underdog story to bring you today. And it's just how good Arsenal and City have been over the course of the season. Saka's gone down. That's a penalty. Surely it's not. Oh, Arsenal should have a penalty. Oh, my word. Referee Craig Pawson has missed it. I think it's Craig Pawson who's the referee. I think that's what it said in the pre-match kind of screen on the game. Odegaard, beautiful turn. And Ruben Diaz immediately meets Trossard. It's almost like he saw the move developing, as you would. Well, as we get later into this game, will Arsenal turn to Kai Havertz? He's been a match saver for them all season long, really. David Raya trying that tested technique again. But unfortunately, again, no one is there to meet it. Here is Kovacic and here is Giseo. Stones. Good tackle by Moreno. Giseo. Salvino. So finely poised this match. Here's Saka. And Isak is with him. Because of course he is. He's going to pick out Odegaard. He's going to run out of room. He's going to be meeting Ruben Diaz. Good piece of defending there from Manchester City. So a good header back under intense pressure there from Saliba. He's a very formidable force in his own right. Tailed by Yuri and Timber there. Kabore. Rodri. And I see a certain Kai Havertz warming up for Arsenal. They are turning to him. And it's Alexander Isak that's making way. Maybe that injury is still niggling him a bit. To be fair though, Bukayo Saka is also going off. And I think it's Charlie Bettino who's coming on as well. So, yeah, there's still questions over the fitness of Alexander Isak. Moreno was the man making way for Bettino. Dongan came on, and Timber, I think, came on earlier. And Arsenal were going to throw. Dongan's found Nelson, who came on for Saka. Kai Havertz, wonderfully done. Trossard ran out of room. Puts it back in towards Nelson, but Edison's there first. And it was a beautiful move, but it just fizzled out. Salvino, wonderfully done. And here's Giseo for fans calling to shoot. And he did. He's cut out by Saliba. Here's Ruben Diaz. Foden. And he has had his man beaten for chips. Here he comes. Phil Foden urges from the fans again to shoot. And once again, it's blocked away. Arsenal formidable defending here in the second half. City just as tight-nicked there with John Stones. Here is Rodri. So finely poised right now. Neither team wanted to make a mistake. Dongan and they almost did. That Raya wasn't the best kick either. Here's Kevin De Bruyne. And Timber able to deal with that strength and power. Gabriel just about clearing it away there. De Bruyne was lurking. But now, here's Bettino and here's Havertz. Odegaard's gone down. That's a free kick. And what will the verdict be on the card? The referee is coming over. That's a yellow card. And that's for John Stones on that one. Well, probably lucky not to see red, to be honest. It looked like that was pretty intentional, to be fair. As Matthias Nunes is coming on. For the final few minutes of regulation here, but it looks like this might go to extra time. Odegaard. It's a poor free kick, to be honest. And it's just who went off, so no Erling Haaland today. At all, by the looks of it. I think Haaland actually has missed a lot of games this year, but he has scored in the majority he's played. And normally when we come up against Manchester City, he's not playing. Well, I say we. I mean in the coverage, of course. Oh, David Raya, stunning saves. Again. Well, of course, when I say we, it's like our coverage, of course. But normally when we come and see Manchester City, Haaland is not playing. I meant to say. Nice to have it. Also fixed what was causing my telephone to go haywire a moment ago. That's now been resolved as well. Apparently the plug wasn't fully plugged in. Strange story, but anyway. Here's De Bruyne. Foden. Cut out by Timber. Here's De Bruyne. Oh, well cut out by Gabriel. And that is the end of regulation. 90 minutes. Still no budging on the scoreline. It has been the same since the 30th minute in the first half. Arsenal and Manchester City cannot be separated in regulation. That means it's time for extra time. It's still 1-1 here. Well, it may have been a predictable FA Cup final in terms of the team appearances, but here today we've had a bit of a classic, really. It's been, well, not a classic second half. It's certainly been a tale of defence in the second half of this game. With both teams defending very well indeed. City going to get a... Who's going to get the goal kick here? Free kick here, rather. I think it's going to be Arsenal, actually. I think it was Garvidal that has come on as extra time begins. So, it's a traditional rule set. 30 minutes. More of football over two halves. It's a silver goal kind of format, so if we have a goal, then the game will play to the end of the second half. If it's still deadlocked after that, it's a penalty shootout. And Arsenal have converted 100% of their penalty kicks they have earned this season. They've not earned that many, to be fair, but they continued up against Crystal Palace when Gyökeres scored. Well, it lays it off to Foden. Foden does brilliantly, to be fair. Brilliant kick from Gabriel. Oh, and Havertz almost getting there in front of Diaz. Yes, and De Bruyne linking up well, picking up Foden here. As I say, City have probably been the slightly better side. Cancelo, good save by David Raya again. These are good saves in this game, David Raya. Well, 8 to 3 shots on target. That really tells the whole story of the game and how better City have been in this game, if not thoroughly dominant, because they haven't been. Far from it. Here's Timber, with only Havertz heading towards the box. He's picked him out. He's picked out Trossard. It's a wonderful play, but once again it fizzles out. It was offside against Trossard anyway. Certainly is. Reaches De Bruyne. Now Roger again. Nice to Gabriel. Odegaard. Patino has a lot of space here. Charlie Patino's in the box, and Charlie Patino has scored. And Arsenal take the lead. And it's of all people, the youngster, Charlie Patino. Possible match winner in the FA Cup. Oh my word. Well, all the talk was about the return of Alexander Isak from injury, but he hasn't scored at all today. Charlie Patino Of all people. Well, that's a story and a half. We haven't had really much of an underdog story this season, but we certainly may have had an FA Cup winner of unlikely sources. Charlie Patino makes it 2-1, and Arsenal now just need to hold on. Well, he's played 3 games in the FA Cup this season. He's scored 1 goal, and it could be the final winner. Well, if he's the only goal he scores in his life, which it won't be because he's already scored a couple before, but if it is the only goal he scores this season in this competition, if it wins the competition, then it's the best goal he'll ever score. In terms of value, anyway. Van Dongen is fouled, but Arsenal get the throw in anyway. Oh, it's City to get the throw in. What is going on there? Well, here comes Caseo. And Van Dongen does very well to pick up the scraps. Also trying to fight with Stones at the ball. The referee was looking to blow his whistle there, which would have been very harsh on Reece Nelson, to be fair. Well, there's the fourth whistle with the board. 3 minutes of added on time, and Arsenal now just need to defend like they have been. Another goal would not go amiss, but Arsenal don't look like scoring more than 2 today. It's very unlike them. Of course, they are coming up against Manchester City. It's a whole different kettle of fish to Crystal Palace. And Crystal Palace are a very young and good and upcoming side in the Premier League. Raya clears again. Not the most emphatic clearance he's ever done. But Arsenal will certainly take it. That's a beautiful ball. I think it was by Van Dongen, but Odegaard couldn't get control of it. Caseo cut out by Saliba. Then De Bruyne is cut out by Gabriel. As Arsenal, Saliba and Gabriel do brilliant defending between them again. And this could be the reason Arsenal could be 15 minutes away from another trophy and another FA Cup, the first since 2020. We still have 15 minutes left to play. So here we go then. Arsenal just need to hold on like they have been doing for most of the times this season when they've not been so thoroughly ahead, which has been very rare, as Nathan Ake comes on for John Stones, as Pep Guardiola can still make a sub or two. Probably Nathan Ake, to be fair, along with Garbadal, is just to make sure they don't concede any more. And here is Havertz to do just that. Good save from Edison. Arsenal doing just about enough at the moment. 10 minutes away or so to validation of their season, which could end up being all record breaking by the end of it. And if you're going to beat City, you might as well break some records while you're at it. Here's Foden though, he's always lying. But to beat City, you would probably need to break records. And Isak is 1 goal away from equaling the goal-scoring record of Erling Haaland in the league. Next up for Arsenal is Newcastle, which could turn out to be very ironic if Isak has his day there. An emphatic goal difference. And I think almost 100 goals for in the league this season. Arsenal have been scoring machines. To be fair, you probably could argue they probably should have won this league a while back with all that they've been scoring, but I'll certainly take what's happening now. Header there by Declan Rice. Odegaard. Timber and Arsenal really just content to keep the ball at the moment. But they are still pushing forward. Havertz to Nelson. Oh, he almost picked him out. If that had gone through, it would have almost been a surefire goal. Salvino. Oh, David Raya. Oh, and he caught it. Well, it took a deflection on the way through. That could have been a very costly error by David Raya. And he's not made many this season. Probably, I think I can remember one mistake, probably sometime in the middle where he came out way too far and conceded a goal there. That could have been another error for him. He recovered very well. Macias. Oh, stunning save. And Salvino. Oh, what happened there? But they'll keep the ball. Oh, and Raya saved with his elbow, I think. Now Raya is bringing out all the saves. They picked out there by Havertz, and Axe got back there. Foden. Slovenia. Here is Foden. Still able to pop with a goal when City need one, but not for this moment. Potato. Wonderful pass. Trossard picks it up, and Havertz stopped moving. And Trossard has raised his arm, saying, "What were you doing? Why did you not keep running?" Arsenal could have been away home and dry there. 1 minute of added on time. Castillo tries to absolutely throw it in, quite frankly, with his foot. And clears it away in a hurry. And that is it. And Arsenal have validated their season. It's probably not the one they want more than anything, but they'll certainly take it. A bit of a drought, really. Last winning this competition in 2020, it's been a bit of a long 5 years, but over that period, Mikel Arteta has made all the right signings in all the right places. And finally, it has all come to fruition. But is it the one they want the most? Probably not. And it's only really because of their final day, real bitter disappointments in the final few days and weeks of the season. They're still on the verge of winning the Premier League trophy, but they'll take this for now. It wasn't Isak that got the goals today. It was that man that got one. And Potato, the most unlikely game winner, got the other. Arsenal, the FA Cup, is heading back to the N5 after 5 seasons. They'll take it, but it's probably not the one they want yet, but they will certainly take it. It has certainly gone a long way to validating a season that has been almost record-breaking by this Arsenal side, with Isak getting goals for fun and Raya getting some stunning clean sheets, and even young Daniel Jennings there joining in the celebrations. He's even played his part too, even if it has been only for 3 games. 2 clean sheets and an assist that he got against Crystal Palace, along with that clean sheet against them, the other one against Celtic, and a pretty respectable game against Ipswich Town, in which he was very unfortunate not to concede a goal that was very well taken, to be fair. Validation for Mikel Arteta and for Arsenal. Well, whatever happens in the league now, got T-posing going on the screen. It seems to be a very common feature with EA games in recent years. But, well, the FA Cup is back in London. And for Arsenal and their season, you have to say, it's thoroughly, thoroughly deserved.